What's going on, everybody? I'm up here about to share my story with the super speeders up in Georgia. Some of y'all in Georgia probably got a super speeder ticket before or just got one. Or, you've been passing through Georgia and you got a super speeder ticket. For those who know who the super speeder ticket, the law is if you're on a 2-lane highway going 75 miles per hour over, you're a super speeder. Not 75 miles per hour over. If you're doing 75 in general, you're a super speeder. If you're doing like 80 on the highway, you're a super speeder, okay? It don't matter what the speed limit is. It don't matter how fast you're going over the speed limit. As long as you do those numbers, you're a super speeder. So anyways, let me tell you my story when I got a super speeder ticket, right? Alright, so I got a new part on my, not this car, not this, I don't own a Ford Focus. Yeah, y'all see my car. Anyways, if you haven't go see it, go check it out. Yeah. Anyways, I got a super speeder ticket because in my older car that I used to have, it wasn't really fast. I thought it was pretty quick at the time, and now looking at it, it wasn't that quick. Anyways, I was excited. I got a few parts on my car, stickier tires. I said, the acceleration quit just improved on this car. So I got off from work that day, right? And I was on the highway. It was like nobody on the highway. I could just bust it wide open, just floor it. And my car was an automatic. I thought it was doing something. But anyways, regardless of that, I was like, hey, let me test out this new power and stuff, right? No one was on the highway. Make sure no police was around, right? So I looked to my left, to look to my right, of my rearview mirror, left and right. Look to the back rearview mirror. I did a double take. All right, let's hit it. So next thing you know, I start hitting it, start speeding. Oh yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty good. It was pretty quick. Whatever, I'm gonna stop. Anyways, so I was driving, I stopped. Then out of nowhere, this police car come out of nowhere, this police car come right behind me and turn his lights on. Like, for real, I am not making this up. So I'm like, did he catch me? They're like, there's no way he caught me speeding, right? So he pulled me on the side of the road, and the cop got out the car and asked me, "Do you know I pulled you over?" I know why he pulled me over. The one thing you need to know is like when you get pulled over by cops, what I learned in the defensive driving course, what I'll talk about that later on, is when a cop asks you, "Do you know why you're being pulled over?" Say no, because when you say yes, you're admitting to guilt. So if you say no, he'll have to tell you. And you're like, "Oh, I didn't know, officer." So I just told him no. I didn't know what I was doing. He said you were speeding. They caught me. I knew I was speeding. He said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I was like, no, maybe 65, 68. He said, "Try 90. I got you on the gun." So yes, I was doing 90 in a 55 something. So he went back to his car. Not to admit, this guy who pulled me over looked like the guy from Reno 911, the guy with the short shorts. So I was thinking, yeah, this guy's gonna let me off, right? Because he see I got too many speeding tickets on my record, right? Braun dude come back to my car, hands me the ticket, sign this. I don't think most of the officers don't know the rules and stuff. But he said if I pay the ticket, I won't have to go to court. I'm like, cool. But also, I didn't know, like, if you pay the ticket, you're basically admitting to guilt, whatever. And I didn't know. Well, I'll get that, down until later on in the story. So I'm thinking, okay, let me call this in. I like, this can't be more than like $400, right? Because I forgot about the super speeders, because normally if I get caught speeding, I'm doing like, I don't know, they were butthurt, like 55, like 70 into 55 or something like that, not like 90 or something. So weeks later, no, not weeks. What I'm saying, I'm not editing this out. Days pass by because you can't. I think you had to wait like 48 to 72 hours before you can call in to see how much your ticket is, right? So then next, I don't know, 3 days pass by. I called to see how much my ticket is, right? Dude said my ticket is. He said it was like $700 or something, 750, some outrageous price. It's almost came to like $1,000 or something like that, right? I'm like, what? He said, and I have to come to court. So I told the guy over the phone, the officer told me if I pay the ticket, I don't have to go to court. So the guy who like telling me the price of the ticket said, yes, you have to go to court because you're under excessive speeding and that's like a misdemeanor or some shit in Georgia. I'm like, what? How is excessive speeding is a misdemeanor in Georgia? I didn't tell him that, but what? So I had to go to court because I was doing excessive speeding. Nor did I had the money at the time to pay for the ticket, you know. So, I was going through the struggle, man. I was going through some stuff. I went through hard times back then, right? Um, so, so I had to ask my dad, could he like co-sign me for a loan so I could pay for this ticket? Actually, this conversation went like this. I called my dad to ask him could he co-sign me for a loan because my credit wasn't well established enough. It is my credit's pretty decent now, but there was like what was it, like 5 years ago or something like that. Yeah, they already fell off my record this year. Anyways, so my dad like, what you need a loan for? I like, I got this speeding ticket. He was like, what? A speeding ticket? He was cussing. He said, what the fuck? A speeding ticket? How fast you was going? I told her I was doing 90 and a 55. He said, 90 and a 55? Are you fucking crazy? Boy, you lucky they didn't lock your ass up and tow your car away. Technically, they're supposed to do that. If you're like super speed, they're kind of supposed to tow your car away and stuff like that. Or lock you up. So, yeah, I was thinking, oh man, as soon as I pay this ticket, and then when we go to court, they were gonna lock me up. That wasn't the case. So I ended up telling some of my coworkers, because they had good lawyers. I had to go to court. I was nervous about that. I honestly thought I was about to get locked up. So they my phone was ringing. Anyways, yeah. So they told me to see about this lawyer, one of my coworkers. So like, okay, like yes, I'm gonna get out this speeding ticket. I'm not going to jail. So I called this lawyer, right? So the lawyer wanted to see my history of driving within the past 5 years or something. And man, my driving record for the past 5 years looked like ass for reals. So he started asking me this question. So in the past 5 years, have you had any movie violation? I'm like, yeah. So he started from like, from beginning until like to now. I'm like, yo, I got a speeding ticket, got a speeding ticket, speeding ticket. Basically, we added up with I got like 4 speeding tickets. But one of them fell off, because they stay on your record for like 3 years or something like that, right? But he want to know the past 5 years. So I got a shitload of speeding tickets on my driving history. He like, I don't know, man. It don't look pretty good for you. He said we can see. I'll see what we can do, but I like, yeah. You know what? I'll just think about it, right? I'll just hit you back up later just to make an appointment. To come to your office. I never went to see this man's office. This man gonna get me messed up. So what ended up happening was I ended up had to wait on going to my court date to the super speeders. Not the super speeder. I'm not editing this out. I ended up had to go into the court date to see about my speeding tickets. A lot of people was in there too. So I'm thinking, oh man, I can get ready to go to jail. It's my last day on earth. My last day on earth. I mean, my last day of freedom. What the hell I'm talking about? Like I'm about to die doomsday or something. It felt like doomsday to me anyway. So I went to court. Normally if you go to court, they give you these papers to sign if you want to speak to the prosecutor about your speeding ticket, right? So I went to signed my papers, filled it out. Just went to speak to the prosecutor to see if he can get me off the super speeders list. Oh, wait. I'm jumping ahead of the gun. So let's rewind in the back. After I finished talking to the guy on about the lawyer, right? Then we're gonna get to the court part. So what I did, I took the initiative, right? Is I took a defensive driving class. Yeah. I went to take a defensive driving class, right? So to show the courts like, hey, I did this on my own. Took the initiative to do this, right? So I took the defensive driving class, and got my little certificate. Yay! Got proof I went to defensive driving class. And then the following what came next is I went to the court. My court date came up. So I went to the court date, signed papers to speak to the prosecutor. Now here we go currently. Sign my papers to speak to the prosecutor. And I told the prosecutor that any way you can like get this super speeder off my record, So the prosecutor looked at my driving history and he said, "Hey, I got too many speeding tickets." I'm like, "Oh man, this man is not finna drop the super speeders off my record. He finna try to teach me a lesson. I'm going to jail and I gotta pay this high ass fine." But surprisingly, with all those speeding tickets I had with he looked at the past 3 years or so, right? In the past 3 years. So he's decided to say, you know what? I tell you what. How about I say you were doing, I don't know, he said 70 in the 55 to get you out the super speeder ticket. And I think my ticket was like $750 originally. And they got knocked down like to 500 or some shit like that. It still wasn't a lot, but hey, I got out the super speeder category, right? So yeah. So he said, "Yeah, I'll do this for you." I was like, "What? Really?" He like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you." Yo, I was mad happy. I was happy. I was happy. I was really happy though, man. I would really appreciate it. I showed him the thing too before he said he looked at my driving history. I showed him that I took the defensive driving course too. So, I was being responsible. And I think that kind of helped me out too. So he got me out the super speeders ticket. I went up to the cashier window, ended up paying the super speeder ticket. And man, I'm going to let y'all know, I never got a speeding ticket after that incident. This happened in 2011. Was it 2011? Yes, it happened in 2011, 2011. It's 2017, and ever since then, I never got a speeding ticket ever again. I never got caught. But anyways, the moral of the story is, make sure you have police radar in Georgia, because I didn't have it on at the time either. And, hey, learn where you can speed at in Georgia. Anyways, I'm out this video, so that's how I got on my super speeders ticket in Georgia. I hope this will help y'all, go take the defensive driving course on your own without the judge telling you to go do it, or the courts telling you to go do it if you can afford it. And hey, I hope your your driving record wasn't bad as mine. I mean, you should be able to get out of it, right? I mean, you saw how bad my driving record. I had I had like 4 or 3 speeding tickets. So I know if this is my old Need for Speed gameplay and stuff. So that's why you seeing all these words and stuff. But anyways, so I know if I had a shitty driver record and yours wasn't bad as mine, I know you can get out of it. Just do what I just did and you should get out the ticket. So let me know your experiences with Georgia's super speeder, if you've been involved or you have some kind of speeding ticket issues involved. So just let me know in the comment section. I want to see other people's speeding tickets. So yeah, I'm out this video. So yeah, peace.